and we will be starting with the front page of the Daily Sun. On the Daily Sun newspaper, we have federal government seeks refresh $2.2 billion loan. We also have minimum wage hike to swell federal government personnel pension cost by 3.29 trillion naira in 2025. Also on the Daily Sun newspaper, we have Nigeria orders to benefit from $1 trillion global warming mitigation fund. Mba identifies missing link in educational system. Shooting. Appeal court upholds 30 million naira damages against Ondo government, Amotekun. Oil theft. Tompolo accuses Navy of involvement in illegal oil bunkering. Senate pays tribute to late Ifeanyi Uba. Doctors begin nationwide strike. Now moving to the Sporting Sun. Kane hoping to extend England career beyond 2026 World Cup. Federal pens emotional letter to Nadal before retirement. Still on the Sporting Sun, we have Lookman nominated for Best Striker Award in Italy. We also have Napoli rejects Gala €25 million, €50 million fee installment offer for Osun. Moving to the Vanguard newspaper. On the Vanguard newspaper, we have experts want as Tinubu seeks approval for $2.2 billion fresh loans. We also have prolonged power outage worsens Archie in Niger Delta. Presidency clarifies spokesman status. Still on the Vanguard newspaper, Nigeria's growth will come for human capital development, not physical assets. Governor Mba. North Development Central to Nigeria's prosperity. Tinubu. World Toilet Day. 95 million Nigerians lack access to basic sanitization services, says UNICEF. Economy. Nigeria can't afford to lag behind. Shetima Sanwo-Olu. Ukraine fires 6 U.S. long-range missiles at Russia. Moving to This Day newspaper. On This Day newspaper, we have Nigeria can't prosper unless every part tries. Still on This Day newspaper, Peter Mba, knowledge not asset as the soul of any successful nation. We also have federal government signs contract for Section 1 of Africa's Trans-Sahara Superhighway. Still on This Day newspaper, Nigeria's debt to World Bank grows to $17 billion. We have Target Tech, Agri, creative sectors in plans for northern youth. Moving to the Daily Independent newspaper. Tinubu seeks NAT not to borrow fresh 1.767 trillion naira loan. Wants approval for 2025 to 2027 MTEF and FSP. Tompolo accuses Navy of sabotaging efforts to combat oil theft. Still on the Daily Independence, North development key to Nigeria's prosperity, says Tinubu. Federal government begins import vaccination in 7 states, FCT. Moving to the Nature news, we have Nigerian president reaffirms commitment to global climate action. AU GCF launched $216 million water investment fund for African countries. Still on the Nature newspaper, we have referee court suspended and Liverpool and club video inquiry. Still on the Nature news, AFDB unlocks Africa's food security with $1 billion resilient support to 13 million farmers. Moving to Business Day newspaper. On the front page of Business Day newspaper, we have investors strike gold as stocks up 264% in 5 years. Still on the Business Day newspaper, NGX beats South African Kenyan market. We also have court allows virtual evidence of 108 billion naira employee suit against Total Energies. Still on the Business Day newspaper, Nigeria's quest to double oil output faces crude realities. From the foreign scene, Trump effect sees U.S. property market rebound. Trump effect sees U.S. property market rebound. Then we also have Nigeria's life expectancy stagnates on decades-long underinvestment. Moving to The Guardian. On The Guardian newspaper, we have fiscal hurdle awaits 47.9 trillion naira budget, MMNDA's mobilization capacity. Still on The Guardian newspaper, we have social challenges, Tinubu warns of unrest as Zulu decries IDP camp polygamy. On The Guardian newspaper, food insecurity threatens Nigeria's stability. Future, says minister. Federal government revokes directives relating to NYSC posting restrictions. Still on The Guardian newspaper, Falana underscores right to free education, says errant state government. Sompolo accuses Navy of aiding oil thieves. Expansionary budget will worsen inflation, FX crisis, NES warns federal government. Moving to Nigeria News Direct. 2025 budget, Tinubu seeks fresh $2.2 billion loan approval from National Assembly. While repairs on Port Harcourt refinery is yet to be completed, NNPC. No monies missing in capotate vessel financing fund, NIMASA. Nigeria must diversify exports to avoid falling into economic instability again, Sanwo-Olu. Osun government demands arrest of police officer over attempted murder of transport official. Now moving to the Tribune, the Nigerian Tribune. On the Nigerian Tribune, we have cholera kills 25 in Sokoto, 15 hospitalized. We also have presidency says it has no individual spokesman. Tinubu writes NAS seeking approval to borrow 1.77 trillion naira. Still on the Nigerian Tribune, company striker approved for Katsina Airport contract, not qualified, says witness. Oyebanji, Wike approved 70,000 minimum wage for Ekiti, Federal Capital Territory workers. Appeal court upholds 30 million damages against Ondo government, Amotekun. Nigerian Economic Society calls for rework of proposed 47.18 trillion naira 2025 budget. Still on the Nigerian Tribune, $115.4 expenditure per Nigeria for 2025 too low. Now moving to the New Telegraph. On the New Telegraph newspaper, on 10 Nigerians, 90 other foreigners executed in Saudi Arabia. Amnesty International AFP. On the New Telegraph, we also have Nigeria's debt burden to hit 123.473 trillion naira as Tinubu seeks 1.767 trillion naira loan. Still on the New Telegraph newspaper, Nigeria working towards achieving net zero emissions by 2060. Tinubu. Wike, I'll pay FCTA workers 70,000 naira minimum wage, 3 months arrears. Tompolo alleges sabotage in fight against crude oil theft. Shetima, Uba's free spirit pull down political ethnic barriers. Now moving to the Blueprint newspaper. The Blueprint newspaper. Senate seeks expenditures action for Tinubu's 1.77 trillion loan request. Still on the Blueprint newspaper, we have military remains guardian of Nigeria's unity democracy. IBB Abdusalami, others. Wike to pay over 1 billion naira compensation on Kuje road construction. UBA empowers SMEs with wealth management strategies. President transmits 2025 to 2027 NTEF FSP to NAS. ICPC tracks 610 billion naira project in 22 states, NDDC, NEDC, others to follow. Now moving to the Daily Times newspaper. On the Daily Times newspaper, we have INEC promotes 1,731 staff, reinforces commitments to career development. Still on the Daily Times, we have Senate holds valedictory session for late Senator Ifeanyi Ubah. Tinubu submits 2025 budget to National Assembly for approval. Reno Humphrey under fire for Yahoo Girl, remark on Pastor Becky Eneche. Tinubu seeks Senate approval for 1.767 trillion naira external borrowing plan. Senate raises alarm as Auditor General reports undercovers 105.6 billion naira fraud in MDAs. Moving to the Matrix newspaper. On the Matrix newspaper, we have, as G20 members continue to elude Nigeria, South Africa takes over leadership of bloc. On the Matrix newspaper, we also have Tinubu nominates 3 INEC commissioners for Senate approval. Fresh terrorist attack. DHQ confirms death of 5 soldiers. Tinubu seeks National Assembly's approval for 1.77 trillion loan. Senate holds valedictory session for late Senator Ifeanyi Ubah. Ahead of Adeleke chairmanship election, Akiyemi calls for open debate. Moving to the First News newspaper. On the First News newspaper today, we have Nigeria cannot prosper without thriving North. Tinubu. Tinubu's 1.767 trillion naira loan bid raises alarm over Nigerians' debt burden. Federal government reshapes NYSC posting. Private sector now open for call members. Still on the First News newspaper, we have Senate pays tribute to late Senator Ifeanyi Ubah. Moving to the Daily Trust newspaper. On the Daily Trust newspaper, traditional rulers not afraid of governors, Sultan. Still on the Daily Trust newspaper, 5 soldiers, 30 terrorists killed as Boko Haram attacks troops in Borno. 13 months after Tinubu yet to appoint ambassadors. Why Enugu is spending 33% of budget on education. Mba. Nigeria's debt profile to hit 138 trillion naira as Tinubu seeks refresh 1.8 trillion naira. Economic challenge has pushed 130 million people into poverty. SMEDAN. Federal government lifts ban to post call members to banks. Others. UN permanent seat. Nigerian lobbies G20 leaders. Moving to the Leadership newspaper. On the Leadership newspaper, terrorist attacks soldiers in Borno, many fear dead. Shetima, senators pays tribute to the late Ifeanyi Ubah. On the Leadership newspaper, CSO's experts kick against 1.767 trillion naira loan request. And that will be all on the newspaper today. Join us tomorrow, same time, for another edition. On behalf of the producer, Oluwatoyin Yusuf, and on behalf of the production advisor, Moturayo Ayegbayo, I say good morning.
And agreed to join the political association named the Commonwealth, with 14 of these nations also retaining the British monarch as their respective head of state. Perhaps what many see as the final and most symbolic representation of the end of the British
ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun Titolúwa ni ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun Titolúwa ni fẹ́ àlàáfíà rẹ̀ kalẹ̀. Iṣẹ́ rere rẹ̀ olópin. Ẹ bá wa gbé lárugẹ. A máa jú wa ṣe. Ire ayọ̀ ìbùkún ní títí wa. Lọ́jọ́ gbogbo. Ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun títolúwa ní. Tí Olúwòrò ní sẹ́ ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Títolúwa ní. Àlàáfíà rẹ̀ kalẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé lárugẹ. A máa jú wa ṣe. We declare peace in this land. Lọ́jọ́ gbogbo.
Ilẹ̀ yàtọ̀ wá, ara àtún wá o.
Kílẹ̀ wa kún fóun tó dùn, ìbáyín kékeré kórè sọ́hun. Kílẹ̀ ra wa bọ̀ wá sípò, ohun gbogbo máa lọ létòlétò.
Ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun